What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of SSX-1, and welcome back to the channel. Season 33, War number 11. We're up against NXS, NXS Smoke. And just for fun, bring back some nostalgia, I thought I'd pop in with a little Mortal Kombat, a little fatality because of maybe some foreshadowing that happened in this video, but also for Smoke, character in the games and movies, and yeah, it just made me think of it, so I figured I'd put it in my thumbnail and kind of make a cool image out of it. So as promised from my last video, I said I would kind of let you guys know what I ended up ranking up with my 3-4 gem. And yeah, as I said I would likely do, it was going to be Diablo. And well, there it is. As you can see, I moved him up. I ended up using some Sig Stones to bring him up to 180 and also bringing Penny up to 180. I believe I still have 10 left that I can use, so hopefully I get some good RNG moving forward. And as you can see, Paragon, I finally qualified for it, got my third, so I've got Doom, Diablo, and Penny as my 3 R4s, which I'm happy about. And yeah, so with that, let's start the war and see where this one goes. I've run out of kind of clever ideas how to explain that I'm taking Void, again, constantly. War 10 of 11 this season. Maybe 15 of 16 wars in a row or something like that. So, yeah, fast forward through this one. This one went pretty smooth from memory. I was able to keep the count. Like to throw the SP1s. SP2s do no damage. With the SP1s building those spider senses means he's going to be power burned at a certain point over, I believe it's 8 or is it 11? I forget. Anyway, 11 charges. So that does some additional damage, which has saved me in the past, actually. But anything more than that, he's going to be constantly kind of losing power. And wow, I just realized that I threw an S1 into a block that could have probably cost me a 5-hit combo and some damage. Fortunately, he didn't pounce on me there. And from here, like I said, I've been kind of fast forwarding this this fight as you've seen me, like I said, take it for the amount of times I have. So never worried about this fight. Always happy to see it. Yes, I don't get that much variety, but you know what? As I've always said, if it's more important that you get the solo and that you help out the alliance wherever you can, and if they're comfortable putting me on this lane every time, then so be it. I'm happy with it. So glad I can contribute. For the second fight on Node 18, I got Kitty Pryde. Never faced her here, actually, which was kind of surprising, seeing as she is Incinerate immune. I probably could have maybe done her with Penny, but we elected, since I was going to be using Quake in a later fight as well, to use her here just to be extremely safe. After doing a couple duels, really not that difficult. As you'll see, she'll end her combos with kind of like a two-handed push. Even on shorter combos, she tends to do that as well. So as long as you're paying attention to that or the knee, the rising knee is the other thing that is the other combo ender. So as long as you're paying attention to those two things, Dex evade, Dex auto evade, you know how it is. Quake's very boring to watch, but fortunately it was a good warm-up because in my later fight, well, let's not ruin it. Let's talk later on when we get to that fight. So anyways, up next we've got as you can see with the Kitty Pryde, she went down pretty quick, and then now we're heading to this eye bomb. This eye bomb can go down real easy, or it can be a real pain in the rear end. Depending on the AI you get, depending if you get cornered, depending if you've taken a hit and you lose your invul boost. This one here, unfortunately for me, was not a good first fight. It started off okay. Got the first Dex in, which is good. Keep going. You're just trying to bait the SP1, but there I took 3 or 4 hits to the face, which means now I've lost my invul boost. I am not I couldn't get the proper penny cycle going. Usually I like to throw the SP1 as they're crossing the first bar of power. In this case, it didn't happen. My power was kind of all over the place, and now I'm getting cornered. And he's unblockable. So there I went for kind of an intercept, didn't work, and I think I tried doing it again and also got hit in the face, which means now I'm really far back in the corner, very close to an S2, and he's unblockable. So this is kind of recipe for disaster. Yeah, I take a heavy to the face, take six combos, and just like that, 1 SP2, and I'm dead. So again, this is my second time dying to him this season. I believe it's my fourth death of the season, and it's just, man, it has just been a rough season for me. Averaging, I think, maybe five fights a season, 5 fights a war. Anyway, and this one here, the next time going forward, this is how the fight should have happened. So, except for taking another 3-hit combo to the face. So he crosses bar of power. I throw the SP1 to get my Spidey charges up. I push him back whenever possible and then bait the SP1. I do a 4-hit combo here and then do that so I don't have to try to evade another times because he tends to be more aggressive. And then, again, push him close to the SP2 but not anywhere, like not crossing it. And then get to an SP2 myself and then throw it and the fight would have been done. So it's just, I have to basically survive or get to those 40 hits, and then I'll be fine. So with that, I was so distracted. I wasn't paying attention. I looked at the invul boost up top, and I completely forgot to throw on the advanced power start, which is kind of pivotal for this fight. And I was wondering why. Here, I was like, oh no. And this is where I realized, I was like, oh great. So now I have to try to fight off either an SP1, fight off some unblockables, potentially, get possibly an intercept. I mean, my monster matches up, so now he's unblockable for basically, I don't want to say the whole fight. And then, take an SP2 to the face. This is just going as smooth as it possibly can right now, as you can see. So anyways, I get the SP2 off, which is good. And now I'm scared because he's got the SP1 there again. So instead I take, 4-hit combo to the face, which pushes him to 2 bars of power. So at least he didn't throw the SP1. And then that, extra couple hits gives me enough power to go to an SP3, which allowed me to then, get through the fight. As I tell you, at one point I was just shaking my head. I was like, oh my gosh, everything in this fight is going wrong. What else can happen? This is just absolutely brutal to make such a small, silly mistake as not having an advanced power boost, which changes the entire complexity of the fight. Anyway, I'm so happy to get through that one. So now this one, I've got Quake, got Civil Warrior. You guys also know that I've died to Civil Warrior twice this season as well. Basically, my only 4 deaths were 2 to him, 2 to I-Bomb, and everyone else has been going down. So this one here, I was asked to take this fight with Quake. Dueling and stuff, there's certain times where some of his movements were a little quick, skittish, and just tough to watch. The big shield swipe coming across his body, as well as the right-handed kind of energy hit, are the 2 that you have to watch out for. But sometimes he throws the quick right-handed energy thing and then starts right off with a combo. So it was a tricky fight. On top of that, at the time, I hadn't realized that it was also stun immune. So this entire fight, well, now we're heading up to what? Are we back to the 5-minute timers? I don't even know. So we're heading on, let's say, 1.5 minutes, close to 2 minutes worth of straight quaking, evading. And I could tell you my concentration levels were kind of getting blurry. I wasn't sure where I was I was holding down the attack to evading to hold the attack. I think I end up taking a hit coming up very, very shortly. Up to this point, I was very pleased. I was like, okay, this is literally torture in the sense of having to go through this. And but he was going down, so I was like, okay, just keep going. And then at one point, I don't know if it was an input issue and I take, a 2-hit combo there. Fortunately, it wasn't worse than that, and it was about the extent of the damage, but I could tell you at this point, I was definitely seeing cross-eyed, definitely seeing major tunnel vision, and just I couldn't even look at his timer and see how much health he was. I was just trying to evade every single hit as much as possible. So, and then just like that, I finally got my redemption on Civil Warrior after so long, and it was such a grueling kind of duel. But again, I died, and that wasn't good. So anyway, unfortunately, our battle group again did not is not having a good season right now. We gave up. I mean, we died 7 times to their 2, and they still had a fight left, which ended up costing us the loss. And just as an ally in general, like 14 deaths. My goodness, this is definitely by far our worst performance of the year. To their 7, and it's unfortunate. So anyways, that basically solidifies that we're going to be locked in P1. Unfortunately missing Masters this season. But I think the offseason will do us some good. We'll be able to recalibrate, refocus, and then come back stronger next season. So it's nice to have kind of one last war where it doesn't really mean anything. But we're still going to go out, still want to, get the fights down, not die, because that's just it's never fun regardless. So anyway, and we'll plug on and keep going. So I know this is going to probably come out the day after, but I wanted to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. You guys are amazing. What you do I know what my wife does for me and the kids, what my mom did for us, what our grandparents do. Anyway, to all the mothers out there, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.